Every state has its own rules around cannabis, but DC isn't a state. It's a federal district, and federally, cannabis is still illegal. So yeah, things get confusing here fast.
District, federal, legal, illegal, both. I don't know what to do. Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe, all these guys grew hemp. And yet here we are and it's still federally illegal. But this has been a part of America's founding since day one, truly.
Back in 2015, voters passed Initiative 71, which made it legal in DC to possess, use, and gift cannabis, but not to sell it commercially. So shops started gifting cannabis with the purchase of an item. Buy this $50 t-shirt, get a free eighth of flower. And just like that, a recreational market was born. While I-71 provided a loophole for a recreational market to bloom here, lately, DC has been cracking down on these I-71 shops, even as the federal government moves to reclassify cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Yep, that's right. President Trump has signed an executive order directing the Attorney General to take all necessary steps to move cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Don't get too excited. There are a lot of necessary steps, and the timeline really could take a while. But if rescheduling successfully takes effect, it would be an absolute game changer. To get an insider perspective, I spoke with the CEO of the U.S. Cannabis Roundtable, Safira Ghaloob, about the impact Schedule 3 would have on the industry.
You know, the Trump administration is going to make cannabis Schedule 3. You know, Schedule 1 is like this non-medicinal, crazy,
highly addictive, right?
All the
illegal trafficking of drugs, like heroin, like what? Yeah,
right,
anybody who
right.
hears that thinks that's does not make sense.
Right,
So
it literally doesn't make sense. And so Schedule 3 is like, it's actually like, it's better than nothing, but I guess it's still not maybe the full recognition the plant deserves. But
for folks who think we're not going far enough, this is the starting gate. This is where we demonstrate the medical utility of this plant that we all who are in this industry know. And it's also showing that it is a lower addictive quality, not just of other things in the schedule, but let's look at alcohol. So this is a great starting place.
Legalization and just like how things move through the federal government, it's really, you have to take a stair-step approach. It's like a staircase.
And we call that incremental reform in DC, as opposed to comprehensive. What is the next most logical thing to happen after rescheduling? I think it's a financial services bill. I think it happens in safer banking. And then we're on to really, really important, a states' rights piece of legislation.
It's an exciting time to be alive in the United States of America.
100%.
Here in DC, I'm feeling all the American pride right now.
It's a little chilly today.
It's a little chilly, but
we're holding it together.
We're holding it together.
Luckily, my next stop was indoors at the IgniteIt Cannabis Capital and Policy Summit, where I spoke on a panel about cannabis compliance and met with some of the industry's top lobbyists and professionals. One of those professionals was my dear friend, Linda Green. Linda's done it all. She's been a congressional consultant, a two-time appointee on the Historic Preservation Review Board, and she runs a major PR firm, all while owning Anacostia Organics.
How are things going? Are you good?
They could be better, The industry in DC is, sort of shaky because we don't have adult use yet.
Right.
We do have adult use, but Congress won't allow us to do it.
Right.
And as I was just saying that even though DC was the first on the East Coast to actually legalize cannabis in 1999, because we're not a state, we're not able to do it. And our budget has to be approved by Congress.
Right.
There's one member of Congress that puts a rider on our budget every single year.
Who is it?
Congressman Andy Harris. When Maryland, his own state, was going recreational, they went recreational July 1st, 2023. We all know because all of us lost more than 60% of our business that day.
You could tell.
Oh, immediately.
Right.
Immediately. He didn't stop or he didn't protest his state going legal.
He didn't?
No.
What do you think the reason is?
He just does not want DC to be successful.
It's sad.
It's very sad. How many members of Congress do we have? 500 and what? 535, 525? And it takes one member.
That's wild. It's weird. DC is strange.
DC is very strange.
What is strange?
But it's the most beautiful city in the world.
Yeah, great food.
But great food and great people here.
And like okay cannabis or great cannabis? I've heard both. I've heard people say it's
great.
okay. It's great cannabis.
It's great cannabis.
Yeah.
DC accepts patients from anywhere in the world, and particularly if you have a medical card in any state or any U.S. territory, you don't have to sign up. You could just walk in with your medical
Can
card.
I go in?
If you have a medical card, but if you don't, you
Yeah,
can sign
over.
up online immediately. You can do it in the store.
Oh, really?
You can do it in the dispensary.
Do it.
Takes 5 minutes.
So anyone can become a patient in DC.
Right.
That's actually kind of incredible.
Right. So during COVID, your girl got the laws changed because you had to have, previous to that, you had to have a doctor's recommendation.
So you did this? You made it easy? Man, you're badass. She's been leading the charge for the whole industry out here. You can take the credit. I think that's fine to take the credit.
I think I'm at the age now where I can say I did it.
Yeah.
A medical card in 5 minutes? I've got to go get DC legal. So I stopped by our friends over at the newly legally reopened Blunt Sluts. And by newly, I mean literally 3 days ago.
Welcome to Blunt Sluts. Do you have your driver's license and medical ID?
I don't have a medical ID. I have my driver's license here.
All right. Well, I can scan that first. And if you're a DC resident, it's free to sign up for the medical ID. If not, it's only going to be $10 for a 3-day pass, and we'd be happy to give you store credit.
So like anybody, like even Europeans can come here.
Oh yeah, we love seeing the reactions from out-of-towners come in. Most people are shocked that you can not only shop, but also smoke inside and hang out with friends, bring people over. So we try making this more of an experience than just the cannabis itself.
It's so epic, man. Okay, so
Appreciate that.
just scan this QR code here,
Yeah,
and
you
this
can
will take me through the process. All right. Submit.
There we go. Now you're checked in.
I am. I have the plus. I have the patient plus thing in there.
And just like that, I'm a medical patient in DC.
Hi, Kyle.
Owner Shelby.
Yes. Good. How are you?
So nice to meet you.
Yes. Finally.
It's so cool to be here. How's it feel, day 3, being open?
Day 3. Well, best day 3 ever. You know.
So talk to me a little bit. I'm now a medical patient, by the way, which is super cool. So I'm allowed back here. Talking about DC cannabis.
I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about DC weed, but it's on the come up. You know, we have some really good options, especially from AltSol. That's our main source of flower. DC is a very unique city because everybody here is working somehow related to the government. It's a very hardworking city.
It's Sativa City.
Sativa City. This is the Giggle Room. Welcome. This is
Wow,
our
I mean, it's
community space.
really big.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have a ton of space in here.
Yeah, we do. We do everything in here, from yoga to book club. We also do some community organizing stuff here. The idea of a women's cannabis space is just unheard of. I don't think one exists. But honestly, the biggest stoners I know are all women.
So the I-71 store was not in the same building.
No, it actually was across the street. It was across the street. We had plans to stay there, but in the medical market, you have to be about 400 feet away from the closest shop. We were within 5 feet. It was like 395 feet away. You know, at first it was really scary because really a lot of landlords do not want to rent to cannabis companies at all, especially in the transition time. People were unsure if it was legal or not to even have a business like that. So we got really, really lucky with this space, actually.
Why did you guys decide to go the medical ride?
We did not have plans to actually go medical. It did take us getting shut down. We were setting up for a puff and paint class, and the police came in and they thought they were going to see something real serious, and let alone it's a pink room. About a year later, here we are. On the grand opening, everybody that came in there was just thanking me. They were just waiting for us to open. I put so much love, sweat, blood, and tears into this space, so for them to really like it as much as I do meant the world. It did take a long time, but I'd say it was worth it to go through.
I'd say so too. The Giggle Room vibes, immaculate. And the cannabis selection, even better.
Cheers.
Cheers. What flavor are we doing?
It's orange.
Check back in 1 hour.
Spoiler alert, It was awesome. I wanted to meet the people responsible for these incredible edibles. So I decided to check out two of DC's finest edible kitchens, starting with Easyday. Alan Manstoff, the brain behind the brand, is a serial entrepreneur who previously founded the nationwide franchise Chesapeake Bagels. He walked me through the process of making his unique gummy product.
This is our sour apple cherry product, 20 milligram edible. Our specialty is this two flavor, two pour method that I developed a long time ago. The first pour is the intense flavor. This one is cherry. The backside is the, in this case, a green apple. We have now 12 SKUs, and every one is different, does a different thing. So we were really into the
effects base
of what we're doing, and adding all the natural products that we put into the product to make this as clean a product as we can.
I also wanted to get Alan's insight on the I-71 transition in DC.
People now have to go to the medical shops and get their card, even if it's a $10 for a weekend pass, they can go in and shop. That's a big barrier for people who were in I-71. I'm going to go to the shop, I'm going to buy something, no questions asked. Now they have to go to a medical shop, and the barrier is, oh, do I have to register and put my name on a list somewhere? And people walk out. So the challenge is getting people to stick around.
Oh, to sign up.
Sign up.
Should I have not? Dude, I signed up yesterday. Should I have not put my name on the list? Do you think?
You're fucked now. Your name's on the list.
Screwed, Alan.
Yeah.
So Easyday's got a pretty tight grip on the DC gummy market. But if you're looking for an edible selection that offers more than just gummies, you'll find it at Pink Fox.
Wow.
What's up, man?
Dude,
Kyle, it's good to see you come in.
Dude, this is unreal. I wasn't even sure if I was in the right place, honestly, man. This is awesome, dude.
Welcome. This is where we make all our edibles. I started this company with my partner, Kelly, in 2015. We both got laid off from our jobs on K Street, and it just so happened to coincide with the initiative passing in DC. And so she was adamant about doing something in the cannabis space. She was a competitive rower. She didn't want to, compromise her lungs or do something to affect her athleticism. And so that's how we got involved in edibles. Kelly unfortunately passed away in 2021 after a long battle with ovarian cancer. But we spent 10 years together. We spent 6 years building the company. So it was a real journey.
That's beautiful. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you, dude. We make items at Pink Fox as low as 1 milligram all the way up to 20 milligrams.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
In all these stores.
Yeah.
And your edibles are top tier.
We like to
gourmet.
think so. Yeah, everything's made by hand in our kitchen. We try to use as best quality ingredient as possible.
I feel like I'd have to buy the 1 milligrams. I would just eat so much of it that I'd end up getting 20 milligrams anyway.
It's so funny you say that. There was a guy on Reddit wrote a review of our product. He doesn't buy our product anymore because he eats too much of it.
You had this medical market here established in DC, and then you had this separate pseudo rec market where people are buying really expensive t-shirts and getting gifted some cannabis. And so you were in that market for a long time.
For the longest time, yeah.
Do you prefer this level?
Is it fun? For sure. Is it tough? For sure. As you're transitioning, you're getting used to all this compliance stuff. That is the hardest part.
What do you kind of think about the future of DC cannabis? I mean, where does DC go from here?
Hopefully rec, man. Hopefully rec. I know, DC has a couple barriers to jump through. The Harris rider, I don't know if people have been talking to you about that.
Oh, I know all about Andy Harris.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to chat with him while I'm out here.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, God bless you. You know what I mean? Because, dude, fuck that guy.
The rider's it's crushing DC because he's stopping rec, right?
Yeah, he is stopping rec. But again, too, it's he's not a DC resident. DC residents overwhelmingly voted for this. When I-71 passed, which helped establish, cannabis marketplace as a whole, not just the I-71, but helped bolster medical, I mean, it passed with 70% majority. You know what I mean? So.
Do you think part of it is
that
he wants to keep the industry in Maryland?
If he is, what a short-sighted point of view, because, DC is 11 square miles. We are nothing compared to Maryland. I wouldn't put it past him, though, so I don't know.
From Blunt Sluts struggling to find a home, to Pink Fox setting up shop at an old diner, I'm starting to see that in DC, the cannabis industry has to get pretty creative with real estate. But the grow at AltSol, that one had the wildest space story by far.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Matt? I'm
Yes.
so excited to be here, man.
Welcome to AltSol.
I'm actually like a small man. There's a 2XL.
One size fits all.
Why do we wear these? Is it to protect the grow from the swamp here in DC?
Absolutely.
It smells so good in this room. How did you guys find this location? Because there's not many places to grow here.
It's not easy to find property that fits all the requirements in DC. We stumbled on this through a chance meeting with a guy that was a friend of a family. It used to be a USPS distribution center.
You can't make this up. You guys are growing weed in a formal federal government
Business, yeah.
warehouse.
It's wild.
I feel like you need a strain called USPS.
Our other facility is 4 miles from the White House. I mean, it doesn't get crazier than that.
It's just mind-blowing. Here we have a Schedule I substance at the federal level. And you guys are growing cannabis steps away from the White House.
Yep.
Welcome to DC.
How many pounds do you guys trash every year, you think?
Oh man, literal tons.
Literal
Yeah.
tons.
Yeah. It doesn't just go on the trash can. It goes to the police. They destroy it. There's a whole.
So the police destroy this here.
There's a process that the government has in place that they come and pick up the plant trash, and then they take that and then they destroy it.
Just when I thought the cannabis laws in DC couldn't get any stupider.
Why are we using government resources and your own resources to trash? This is an interesting question, right?
No, it is.
This might be overkill.
I have to agree with you.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So this is the money room. This is what we're selling right here.
Oh my gosh, this is so sick.
Yeah, it's like it's real fruit, man.
That is so fruity.
Yeah.
You got to think about the consumer experience. What's the first thing they do when they open the jar? They look at it and they smell it. And if those two things blow you away, then that's a winner.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for in every strain.
I know from here on out, my life has changed and I'm gonna be spending more time in DC.
This is top tier weed. So why isn't DC cannabis taking over the world?
So DC wants a recreational program, but they're blocked by the feds. The feds have put a rider on the DC budget, not allowing them to spend money on an adult use recreational program.
I heard it's this guy, Andy Harris from Maryland.
That's the guy.
That's the guy that's
Yep.
blocking.
That is the
He
guy.
just keeps introducing this rider.
Every year, it just keeps going back on. And so
I need to go find this Andy guy. I gotta go talk to him.
you should.
I want to go sit down with Andy.
He should come here and see what it's like so he's not so worried about it.
Well, if I go talk to Andy, I'm gonna be like, look, you gotta go to AltSol and you need to stop doing
Our
this
doors
rider.
are open for him.
All right, enough about Andy. We're off to the trim room to see the finishing touches that make AltSol a truly premier cannabis brand.
Everything's trimmed up by hand, which means we're manicuring the buds to how you would buy them at the dispensary, right? So that's all hand weighed and then put in a bag, hand sealed. We do things, we say it's the hard way, but it also is the best way to keep the integrity of the plant.
You guys are like the Rolls Royce of
It's
cannabis.
craft cannabis flower, but like what we're doing is we're doing it at scale.
AltSol might be the Rolls Royce of cannabis, but if you're looking for something more accessible and down to earth, look no further than King Weedy, a pioneer and true OG of the DC market.
Hey Kyle, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much, man.
I don't even know where I am in DC right now.
King Weedy, you're in Northeast DC, yeah, you know what I mean?
King Weedy, that's the
King
name.
Weedy's our brand, yeah. King Weedy for the needy. So basically these guys are in here, they're defoliating. A lot of people you come in this whole room would be one strain. But since we only grow for our own dispensary, being vertically integrated, we need more choices to give to the consumer.
Well, let's see where these plants go. Do you guys want to get us at all?
They stay here.
Walking through. Oh, they're gonna flower in here.
Right, 100%. They're not leaving this room.
Oh, I see. So you guys don't move the plants around?
No, we don't have the room. We've got about 7,500 square feet here.
I see.
So we're guerrilla growers. So we grow with what we have.
So, Bo, where do we go next?
We're going to go to room 2.
Room 2. Okay.
Yeah, so this room's a little further along. We were the first I-71 store in the city for gifting. We grew to 3 stores doing that and had a pretty good time until the feds paid us a visit and they kind of shut us down.
What happened when the feds came in?
You know, it was scary. You know, when they're threatening your wife and your daughter because they worked in the businesses and stuff like that, you know, it's pretty unnerving. But, you know, we got through it.
Wow, so to go from what must have felt like rock bottom for you to having a license, being here today.
It's insane.
We're in this flower room now. What happens after this?
Let's come on back here and I'll show you.
You know what I notice about your style, truly? There's a bit of like old school techniques here that you're using.
I mean, it just really works, you know what I mean?
Don't you think it's wild that you can grow cannabis legally right next to the White House?
It's pretty wild, isn't it? But like for me, like I came down here in the 70s when the Beach Boys were smoking weed on the monument. So you know what I mean? And we had smoke-ins here in DC in the late 70s. So you know what I mean? I mean, DC's always been a weed town.
All right, we've seen where Beau grows his weed. Now let's see where he sells it.
Welcome to Adams Morgan. You know, this is one of the party towns in DC, this whole street here. You know, you can look up and down, a lot of lights. If it was 50 degrees warmer, the streets would be packed right now. We get a lot of business Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday nights because there's nothing but clubs and restaurants here, so everybody kind of flocks to this neighborhood. It's a pretty diverse community right here. We've been here since 2015. We were the first gifting store in DC. We opened up here under Wash Hydro as a hydroponic store. We were growing weed, and in the store, people could come in and see it growing. We were giving away clones. We were doing seed giveaways. And we just, you know, had a real good vibe.
Wow. So this is Party City right here. This is
Party Central in DC.
Central.
If you're coming to DC, this is the #1 spot. And this is a cannabis community here.
All right, well, let's go walk in the store. Let's go check this out.
Let's go. So this is our little dispensary. You know what I mean?
So this is the store that was raided. This was raided.
Yes, the store was raided. Yeah, top to bottom. You know, they come in the store. About 12 agents did in full combat gear and just raided the store, took every piece of electronic, everyone's cell phones. They closed the store down basically, and that was it.
Wow.
You know, we were just turned upside down.
And how does it feel to be in the same area running a licensed business now?
Feels fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a funny thing because when we first opened up here, we were left with a bunch of t-shirts. So we were selling weed medically and gifting t-shirts and grinders, where before we used to sell grinders and t-shirts and different merchandise and give away weed. So we were doing the same thing.
So you've reversed now?
Pretty much, we just reversed it, you know what I mean?
Comical?
Exactly.
How ironic is this?
We actually invented the ideal of the free gift and how to make that work. So,
how does it feel knowing that you had you were kind of like the godfather of I-71?
You know, that's a pretty cool thing, you know what I mean?
Pretty cool is an understatement. But I-71 isn't the be-all end-all of local legends. My next stop took a different path to legendary status, doing things by the books since day one.
I hope jaywalking is legal here. All right. Anacostia Organics. I'm particularly excited about this place because we saw Linda over at the Ignite event, and she's got an old DC insider, but we're out in a neighborhood outside of the politics, and I was dying to check this place out. This is beautiful in here.
This is not a normal dispensary. It's my daughter Tamia.
Oh, Tamia. Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I was one of the first 6 licensees.
The entire district.
And the third black woman licensee in the country.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Wow, historical.
Yeah.
One of the things that Mom wanted to do when she opened the dispensary is to make sure that we had a welcoming place of healing in our community. All the photography and all the art is local Ward 7-8 residents. And all DC residents.
I was committed to hiring residents that live in this community first because it was an extremely impoverished community with a lot of crime 25, 30 years ago, but it's changed dramatically.
She was one of the people who was reaching across and trying to build bridges with a lot of the I-71s and offering some mentorship
That's super cool.
to people who were interested in coming into the legal industry.
I share everything with them because they can take that talent and go get licenses themselves. And naturally, I have, 2 or 3 former employees that applied for licenses and got them here in the city. I used to be Marion Barry's chief of staff, so my relationships are, really good. People know that I'm not going to bring them anything that's not going to benefit my city.
That's really incredible.
Well, you have to give back. You have to lift up. It's just love and care.
You're the most special human being, I feel. I mean, you're amazing. And to me, have you been a part of this since day one?
I joined the team about 4 years ago. I really wanted to help support her dream and bring my retail knowledge here for her.
And have you found that cannabis retail is similar to really what you face at any CPG
in a lot of ways. I mean,
retail?
in a lot of ways it's very different because of the regulations, but when you get down to the heart of it, a lot of it is still like, gee, let me look and see what actually is selling.
Right. Using data to figure out what
your points of sale, how you have things merchandised and where you're placing things in a store. Those things all are the same.
What an odd position to be to have a 10-year-old growing industry. It's bigger than many industries, 40 billion at this point in the United States.
Yeah.
And to still be recognized as a Schedule I controlled substance
It
with
is
no
still be
medicinal
considered
value.
a drug lord. A drug lord.
So you're a drug lord, actually.
Yeah, technically.
Absolutely.
You're a Schedule I drug lord.
I am.
Wow. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I never talked to a drug lord before.
You probably talked to a lot.
Yeah, I talked to a, wait a second.
I know you.
Linda? A drug lord? The laws here are seriously nuts. My mind is boggled. I needed to get to the bottom of this, so I headed off to the very epicenter of all this insanity, Capitol Hill.
So we're under the Capitol right now in these underground tunnels between buildings. We're gonna go find Andy Harris, the guy we've been hearing about this whole time we've been around DC, this guy who keeps blocking the momentum of the industry with this rider. So we found Andy Harris's office. We don't have an appointment, but we're gonna go see if we can get one.
Shocker, I couldn't get a meeting with the infamous Andy Harris. But when life gives you lemons, you make limonene. And when I ran into my old friend and staunch cannabis advocate, Congressman Dave Joyce, I did exactly that.
And what I find interesting about you, Dave, is you're Republican, former prosecutor, and probably the most supportive congressman when it comes to this issue of cannabis legalization. And first of all, I'm really curious, why?
When it first started, when I first got here, there was a member from California, Sam Farr, and he made a passionate plea about why doctors couldn't prescribe in California, where it was medically legal at the time, cannabis for their patients who were suffering from PTSD or injuries in which cannabis could be useful. It was a logical argument. It all made sense, so I voted for it. And I got summoned down to then Speaker Boehner's office. So what the hell are you doing? And I went through the reasons why I thought it was correct to do.
Update, today John Boehner is a board member of a cannabis company.
And since then, once I saw the tax dollars that Colorado got their first month, you realize that no governor is going to walk away from this fount of money. You're eliminating criminal activity, the black market, and you're producing legal revenue.
And so many jobs too, right? Almost 500,000 workers in the regulated cannabis industry, $40 billion of annual revenue, all the tax dollars flowing into states to build new schools or playgrounds or invest in other areas. It's truly remarkable how big this industry has grown.
Correct.
Why is nothing moving federally?
I don't get it either. I mean, we do it now for spirits, we do it for beer and wine, and we do it for tobacco. So you create a nationwide standard and let the states do the oversight and the regulation on them.
One of the things I think that a lot of folks don't fully understand is why can't we just get full decriminalization or this kind of a big leap in legislation or change?
Unfortunately, we don't operate like a business. And so we have 435 independent agents who come here, and you're trying to collectively get 218 to vote for something on any given day. So it takes a lot of education to get people where they need to go.
Unreal. It's amazing how DC works. But you know what? You've taught me a lot over the years, and I appreciate it. And I think this conversation hopefully will help folks have a better understanding what's happening. And I, as always, appreciate the work you're doing for our industry.
I appreciate what you're doing and being an advocate on behalf of your industry everywhere you go.
Dave.
And you got some great swag.
You're the You're the best.
For a place where laws are made, DC sure has some funky ones. But those laws have pushed people to get creative, and they've shaped a cannabis culture that's totally its own. And with cannabis rescheduling potentially on the horizon, the future of the industry in DC is looking bright. I'm blown away by what's happening here, and I'll definitely be back soon, medical card in hand. And hey, Andy Harris, maybe I can finally get that meeting with you. But until then, it's on to the next stop on the Great American Dispensary Tour.